Hello everyone, it's Yogi here. I hope you're well. So today we're starting a little bit late, or later rather. At least in the UK, it's 11 a.m. I ask you. I hope you're well, and I hope you're ready for a spot of stitching because I'm looking forward to it. And I just came home maybe an hour or so ago, had some food to eat, and I'm ready to do some stitching and relax. And I hope you are as well. So this is the piece of my choice today. And this is, well, up to this point, I knew it as a piece called Stationery Store. It's kind of generic name. And it turned out this is a piece by John O'Brien, definitely my all-time favorite, one of my favorite artists when it comes to cross-stitching. And if you don't know what this piece looks like, let me show you right now. Let's have a look. It's actually called Twilight View, and I only found out maybe only a few days ago when I was going slightly deeper, diving into these pieces. And so this is one of the 14 count cross-stitching kit I bought a few years back. So I bought about 4 of them throughout the years, and particularly during COVID, I started working on them and not knowing who the artist was. And they have kind of similar in style and similar in themes, and mostly revolving around European streets and particularly Paris. And you can see this piece in the horizon there. I think that's Eiffel Tower for sure. And what a beautiful view. So I don't know if this is a fictional street view or factual, but either way, beautiful. And it's definitely one of the beautiful, night view can be a little bit dark, a little bit depressing, but this one is so lively. You can see the lights coming from the cafe, the shops. It's just gorgeous. So this piece, I've been working on it maybe throughout the past year or so, and I made decent progress. So let me show you where I am today. So I finally managed to get it, this pattern imported to Saga. So it's kind of a bit of a, journey up to this point, because when I bought the kit, I only had the paper version of the pattern. So I was working with markup RXP with mixed success, a little bit clunky, and also it's a scanned kind of image, scanned chart imported into the app. And then I contacted the company, and they so kindly sent me a digital version of it. And so I finally had the digital version of this app, of this pattern. And I only managed, but I had trouble convert it into Saga. So with Jan's help, Jan Doll from our group, and very often pop into this chat, she helped me to convert this pattern. So now I can work with this project using Saga, which is just dream come true. I had no idea this was possible. So as you can see, because I was using markup, so I had to kind of, the best way to work with the patterns with markup is going page by page, so you can tell the kind of hard stop to the right there. But from now on, I'm kind of free to work on it however I want. So today, I'm going to focus on this section. I think technically it's page 8. So I finished page 1 on top here. Did a little bit on page 2 to the right, but I really want to move down here with a street lights, and there's a beautiful poster just below this section, and let me show you what it looks like. And you will understand why I want to focus on this section today. Look at that, this beautiful poster there with a lady in the beautiful red dress there. So I want to focus a little bit more on this section today. And the colors are so pretty. And this is where I am. So let me switch back. And I want to say hello to everybody. Yes, this is slightly later than usual time, but so good to see you here. And the first one to join the chat, well done, is Janelle. And you're the first to report to the chat. Well done, gold medal for Janelle. Well done. And she says, I got a #1 spot. Absolutely. You're the winner tonight. And who else have we got today? We've got Captain Squirrel as well. Welcome back. All Australian stitchers joining us. This is probably a slightly better time for them. A little bit more civilized. And River is here as well. Welcome, River. And Vaduhi, hello. She says, hello, everyone. And Kimberly is also back with us. And she says, hello, Yogi and friends. And hello to you, Kimberly. And let's have a look. Serena is here as well. Serena, this is quite late for you, isn't it? Serena is from, I think, Belgium. So 1 hour ahead. So well done for making it to the chat today. And Britt as well. Britt says, this is nice. Britt says, good night, everyone. That's her greeting. Good night, everyone. I already done my stitching for the night and going to bed. I'm gonna watch the stream till I fall asleep. Let me tell you, this is the most wonderful way to fall asleep. We'll keep you company to your dreamland, and stay with us until you fall asleep. And Steve is here as well. Hello, Steve. And Sarah as well. Sarah the princess is joining us, and Wendy as well. Welcome. And Kathy, welcome to the chat. And Susan, my love, joining us. And Vega from Japan, she says good morning. Indeed, it's good morning. And by the way, for guys in Australia, it's the following day. I ask you, it's Saturday already for our stitchy friends in Australia. And Heather and Busy Mom joining us in the chat as well. Happy Friday. Indeed, I forgot this was a Friday. It's been so busy. And yes, it's Friday indeed. For most of you, this is the start of the weekend. And Mandy as well, hello. She says, hello, everyone. And Crossed Up with Siobhan is also here. Welcome back. And Sarah VM as well, welcome. And yes, Serena is finally going to bed. She says, I'll be watching the replay tomorrow. Indeed, everything will be archived. You won't miss a thing. And Rachel Morton is also here, an everyday creator as well. And Grace Houston is also joining us. And Grace is reporting on her project, the project she's working on today. She says, I'm working on a little cake shop. Oh, I love that piece. So guys, welcome. And let's go for a spot of really relaxing stitching. I'm up for it. So whenever I work on 18 count pieces, it just feels like, like putting my feet up, and I don't have to focus on, little stitches. It's fun to do that from time to time, but tonight I think I'm ready for a bit of a 14 count action there. So this piece is, as I said, 14 counts, and the floss is actually coming with the kit. So I believe it's some form of, let me just tilt it correctly so it's all lined up. It's a form of Egyptian cotton here. So I've got my mustard set here consolidating all my 14 counts. They're all coming from the same company, so the threads, they're identical in terms of numbering. They're matching with DMC, so very easy to organize. So this is what I'm going to be using for this piece. And let's have a look. So last time I was working on page 2 on the upper right there. So today I want to come back because this page is actually not quite finished. But as now, from this point on, I'm working on the project with Saga. I can no longer, I no longer need to worry about the page borders. So I'm going to keep easy cross country, short distance cross country, maybe slightly longer if I a bit further if I'm feeling brave, and then start to extend this piece down and lose the boundary of the page border here. So I'm looking forward to it. And guys, let me know what you're working on this beautiful Friday night. I had such a wonderful class. I had 2 new classes on Fridays, some of you might know, and it's a vinyasa yoga followed by in yoga, and I really enjoy teaching in yoga. It's so relaxing for me as well, and it's extremely rewarding to see how relaxed people are after the class. And particularly on Friday evening, it's perfect for in yoga, and everybody was so relaxed. Some of them did in yoga for the first time, so now they have something to look forward to every Friday night. So the first color I'm going to pick, I am gonna just go around. I want to decide, because all these area on the side is quite just white. It's just, so I don't want to start with a white color. I'll save it for a little bit later. I want to start with something bright. So let me flip the chart, invert the chart so I can see what colors I'm going for. I'm going to go for a little bit of a blue action here. I quite fancy that. So let's go for maybe blue or brown. Yeah, let's go for brown then. This is a nice wine, deep wine color there. Let's see where they are right here. They're just down below. So with this piece, I have to frame it. I wasn't, if you look at my hoop here, it's to the left, because on the left is just a little bit of a margin I've got. So I'm not able to move this, the center, the area I'm working on right to the center. So that's why it looks a little bit, edging toward the left there. So that's not a problem. The tension of my fabric today is excellent. Very happy with that. And I like my fabric, pretty drum tight. So here we go. So the first victim is 814. 814. It's a beautiful deep wine color there. So these threads are cut relatively long, so I normally just take one piece and then fold it in half for 2 strands. So it's 2/1, 2/1. Yes, let's have a look. Ashley Wilkinson is also joining us. Welcome. And Stitching Fiend. Oh, I like that. Another friend from Australia. Welcome. This is Australian night. Friday night. All the late starts, like Monday and today as well, going forward, will probably work better for our stitchy friends in Australia and that time zone as well. So welcome, Stitching Fiend. Yes, from Australia. And Susan is working on Woodland Santa, drinking hot chocolate. Oh, another hot chocolate, Susan. Don't tempt me. I forgot to get chocolate cacao powder. I would like to make chocolate myself, actually. I keep forgetting. Oh, well, wonderful, Susan. And Kimberly as well. Kimberly is working on Happy Birthday by Charlotte Bird, drinking sweet tea. Is it just tea that's sweetened, or any particular special kind of tea? I wonder. And let's have a look here. Travis is joining us. I hope you're well. Travis says, hey there everyone, today is my baby's due day. But so far no baby. Oh my goodness. Oh, prayers from everyone and love to Travis here. My goodness, due day. And you made it to the chat. Yes, it will probably help you to distract from the nerves a little bit. Oh dear. Sending Travis all the best wishes, everyone. I'm sure everything's going to go very well, very well. So good to see you. Good to see you. And Mandy is not stitching, lying in bed, as fractured my ankle. Oh my goodness. 2 days ago. So resting, some good news. My tablet's back in Mendes. Well, at least some good news. So I can get back to stitching. Oh dear. And all the love and healing power from Yogi here and everyone else. And Mandy and speedy recovery. And yes, just relax, put your feet up safely. And, you know, I'm sure watching this stream will help you with healing as well. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, Travis, can you imagine with babies, if the baby arrives, when we're live here, we'll get a live report from Travis, wouldn't we? That'd be wonderful. That'd be the first, you know, new baby live on the stream. That would be the first. Oh, how exciting. It's nerve-wracking, isn't it? Because due day is one thing, but, you know, the babies don't always arrive on time. And I forgot to do something. I forgot to set the sprint here. So it captures my stitches. Okay, it's done here. All good, all good. I've only made one stitch here. Yes. So over here. So there are a couple of stitches I've already done but not captured. And let me just pause my timer here. I don't want to cheat. Let me just mark those and resume. How's that? See? Never cheat when it comes to stitches. These are actually done, just not marked on my chart. So I've just literally imported the chart over here. So not all the stitches are up to date. I did my best, but I'm sure there will be some missing. So let me go back and resume the timer here. Here we go. And Sarah is working on the Pilgrim by Long Dog Samplers. Amazing. Susan says best wishes, just in case Travis is just listening. Susan, sending you best wishes. And speedy recovery for Mandy as well. Yes. And the first stitch, I'm making a really weird cross stitching there. It's supposed to be cross over, but I made a vertical stitch. Oh, Kimberly says iced tea, so it's sweet, wonderful. Sounds very nice. UK, London is quite warm today as well. Quite unusual for September, but happens sometimes. I'm sure it won't last. I won't be holding my breath. But it's nice to have a tiny bit of, you know, warm weather. And let me grid this area below, because I was only gridding until the base of the page border there. So now I can keep extending and lose the boundary there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very exciting. And I can erase the page border here with my eraser there. Disappears right away. Let me see. Does that look correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. So I can just go wherever I want from this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So don't worry about the blue lines. They can be erased very easily. Beautiful. There. Easy peasy. And Rachel Morton is working on Turtle Paradise by Toten Craft Drinking Flavored Water. Very nice. What flavor is it? Rachel, I need to know. And Badu is working on River Cottage by Dominic Davison and Drinking Nothing. Oh, keep hydrated, okay? Power stitching with power drinks and power snacks as well. If you're snacking, I need to know as well. I need a full report. And Stitching Fiend says, I'm working on Farewell to Lothlorien, charted by Hade. Oh, I probably butchered that name as well. I did my best. Sounds lovely. And Kimberly says, best wishes, Travis, indeed. And Michelle Clark as well, joining the chat from Australia. Tonight is definitely Australian night, isn't it? Friday night. Excellent. And welcome, Michelle. And Busy Mom says, I'm sewing again instead of stitching, drinking water. Yes, sewing is allowed. Busy Mom is very busy working for her shop. She makes project bags and all sorts of things, goodies. We'll be selling them on Etsy. I'm looking forward to it. And the next color. Oh, I've got my one threaded under there. I lost track while I was doing here. So I'm going to keep moving down here with the next stitch of this color. So 3 from top. 1, 2, 3. These colors are so beautiful. And this, these 14 count kits I'm working on that you can see on the channels, all of them have back stitches. So it's something to look forward to for me. And I'm definitely not going to wait till I finish the piece to work on the back stitches. I'm going to probably try to finish a couple of pages, kind of meaningful, completion area. And then I'm going to work on the back stitches as I move forward. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. I know some people don't like back stitches. I love them because they add so much definition to some pieces, particularly 14 count patterns, And I think this piece is charted in a way that can really be benefited with back stitches. So I can't wait. Let me move it down a little bit. So this is the poster of that lovely lady, really stylish lady there that I'm working on. Sarah says, mine is mixed with berry as well. I'm guessing the water, the flavor water. So I'm drinking, what am I drinking? Yes, of course. I'm back on this one, ginseng matcha green tea. I need to top up my peppermint tea. I run out and I kept forgetting to get more. But I like this matcha tea. It's not too strong because sometimes green tea, you know, if you drink late at night, it's got caffeine. But this one is very, very mild, very relaxing. But not too relaxing. The other day I was drinking Love, a sort of blend of chamomile and I can't remember what else. It was just too relaxing. I was falling asleep literally on a live stream. This one is just perfect. Gray says, I'm having coffee with my favorite dessert. Oh, did I hear that D word? Dessert. Melted dark chocolate, pour over raspberry and blueberries, then freeze. Hang on. Melt dark chocolate, poured over raspberries and blueberries, then freeze. Oh, that sounds lovely. So it's like frozen berries coated with chocolate. Oh, lovely. That's so easy as well, isn't it? Just melt the chocolate and pour it over. I do similar things, but pouring over granola to turn them into little nuggets. And this is the quickest sort of chocolate snacks that you can make. And, you know, if you eat breakfast, that's kind of really nice treat for breakfast as well. I've got a little fluff there. It wouldn't budge. There you go. Probably Dolly's hair, as usual. I know, isn't it, Sarah? It sounds amazing. It's so simple as well. I like simple things. I'm gonna just cross country down here. Why not? 1, 2, 3. Now I'm free to move wherever I want with this piece. Wonderful. Heather says, I'm knitting socks, drinking tea, and enjoying, is it Werther's candy? Oh, I have no idea what it's like. Is it hard candy? Sounds amazing. Yes, it's getting into autumn and toward winter. We all, you know, try to, our body wants comfort, don't we? Sweet treats, hot chocolate, that kind of thing. I know some areas are still hot, but we are moving seasonally into the autumn. And I think our body is getting ready for the season. I think our body knows. A few more stitches here. Oh, I see. Heather says, Wuthers are hard butterscotch candies. My guilty pleasure. Indeed, don't ever feel guilty. It sounds lovely. So it's like chamomile. And I'm going to end my stitch here, running out of the thread here. So it's nice, yeah. Ideally, I would like to stitch until I run out of the thread there. Beautiful. Oh, Sarah, coffee candy sounds great. Yes, I like camomiles as well, but I like the contrast between sweetness and bitterness. So coffee candy sounds great. Wonderful. Let me flip over and pick another color. I can go for a bit of blue here. That looks wonderful. $7.96. $7.96. Deep blue here. $7.96 over here. Slightly electric blue-ish, really bright. Beautiful. So let me find a spot here. Second from the left. So there are already 2 stitches there. And I'm going to move down here. So these 2 already done. An everyday creator is having water and dark chocolate squares. Very nice. I've got my chocolate here as well. Might have a few pieces. It's really beautiful blue. And the thing is, I always feel really mellow after teaching in yoga as well, because when you're, teaching that type of classes, you literally have to slow down your breath as well to be with the students. So I'm feeling really relaxed as well afterwards. It's really wonderful. Lovely. And a few more stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4. the progress of this piece and all the 14 counts, I think they would have been done a little bit more if I didn't have to struggle with markup RXP. If you don't know, it's a markup app. They work on both iOS and Android. So for people who only have iOS, sometimes they choose to use markup because they don't have access to Pattern Keeper, which is on Android. But it's not the best app at this point, I'm afraid to say. Or I think I may have made some mistakes over here. Okay, look away, everyone. I am not frogging once again. I think these are probably one row lower than it should be. So I'm going to just quickly remove. I mean, 14 count is a breeze to reverse. No problem at all. No problem. All right. If you think there's any frog inside, I think you're dreaming. You know, you're probably in the dreamland, just like with our viewers there, sleeping, listening to us. You're probably dreaming, but it's quite okay. Slowly, you're going to wake up from your dream, and voila, nothing happened. Look, just like that. It's magic. Okay. It was a dream. Captain Squirrel. Kimberly says, I'm learning that at my age, my count of choice is 18 or 20. And I have several pieces on 25 count, and I'm a bit frustrated. All right, in terms of eyesight. Yeah, I think you should work with whatever you're comfortable with. You know, I think they are very small in stitches. Doesn't matter what age you are. They are small, no doubt about it. And I know some stitches, they use magnifying glass and stuff like that. But I think good lighting probably helps. I always make sure I have good lighting on. But you should just work with, you know, whatever counts that's sustainable for you, because, you know, and there's nothing to prove. I love 14 counts just as much as I love 28 counts. They're beautiful. I mean, this is gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous. And Michelle says, I love markup, but don't have any issues. Oh, and don't have any issues with it. There's only one pattern I've had major issues with, but I've usually been able to solve any problems we have. That's good. Maybe it's my old tablets, because when I not old, because I'm using what is it? My Android tablet rather than my old iPad. So technically, it should be reasonably workable. But for some reason, it's just very, very laggy, very sluggish on my tablet. So it's not fun to use. And also because I scanned this from the paper pattern, probably something to do with that as well. So I'm just glad that I have the digital version that I can work with. But if you're happy with markup, absolutely stay with it. Because not everybody wants to get Android tablet just for a pattern keeper, which I did, and I don't regret it. I literally only use my Android tablets for pattern keeper and for markup as well. I don't use it for anything else. I've got an iPad. So here we go. Let me choose the next color. Let's have a look. Let's go for this one then. Another blue. Oops. Let's undo. I forgot to lock it. Here. So this one is 797. 797. Another blue here. A little bit purpley. 797 here. Ooh. Column 217, welcome. And she says, well, I presume it's a she. If you're a gentleman, let me know. And column says, yeah, 25 count is hard. Yes. They are small. By no means. Doesn't matter what your eyesights are like. You know, they are small stitches, for sure. And Kimberly says, yes, I can't find missed spaces, magnifiers get me dizzy after a while. Absolutely, yes. Then just stick with the counts that you feel comfortable. The whole point is enjoy the stitching, and you know, it needs to be sustainable. There's just nothing to gain by trying to force yourself to do smaller stitches. For what, you know? They're just equally beautiful. And Kalim says, good lighting does help. Try to stitch the higher count during the day. Oh, very good tip there. So you have a natural daylight to help you. Absolutely. So I'm going to go over here. There's no point going blind over something that, you know, is supposed to be enjoyable. So and that's why I'm kind of rethinking, you know, getting 32 count fabric, because I'm just not sure how well I'm going to be, you know, working on that count. I've just recently tried out 28, and just so, you know, happened that I like it. I can see the stitches, but 32 I'm not so sure. So instead of diving into that fabric count with a new project, like massive epic project, maybe going forward I'll just maybe do it on the smaller piece, you know, some sort of side piece, and see if I'm okay with that stitch count. And if I do like it, maybe I'll do a little bit more. If not, you know, that's just that. Gray says, my magnifying light has allowed me to start working on 25 counts. That's wonderful. So it's got lighting as well as the magnifying glass. Yeah, just work with, whatever's sustainable and comfortable. Captain says, I don't like parking on 25 count. But do you like parking on other counts? So 25 counts, you'll be parking single strands. So single strand isn't too bad. I think sometimes it can get a little bit overwhelming if you're parking with 2 strands, because it's double the number, isn't it? And particularly, I've got a few projects parking with CXE, which are kind of, quite full and fluffy. Literally, you feel like a hairdresser, just working with all the part threads. It's good fun. I find that relaxing, but I think for some people that might not be the idea of fun. I remember I was totally fascinated when I saw someone stitching with single strand for the first time. I couldn't believe it, because I thought, well, surely that is not going to do much with a single strand. But then it was 25 count as well. And, up to that point, I was working 14 counts mostly, and maybe some 16 or 18. Very little confetti, if at all. But I was fascinated. So I've got to try that. Let me take a sip of my tea here. Lovely. Susan says, that's why I was surprised when you said you were thinking about 40 counts for the alphabet sampler. No, Susan, the 40 count is for 1/2. So we're talking 20 count in actual stitch size. No, I wasn't doing tiny little stitches. Oh, no, Susan. No, it's actually 1/2, or maybe 2/2. Depends on the pattern. No. So yesterday we were talking about a sampler that I'm planning to stitch. It's called 101 alphabet. Quite a famous pattern, actually. I've seen quite a lot of people are stitching it, but I was contemplating on what fabric or fabric count to get. And it's a sampler, so the fabric is showing, showing through. So it looks nicer when you have a slightly higher count fabric, but you don't work on that count necessarily. You do 1/2 stitches. Hello, Claudia. Claudia says, my new kitten prefers to sleep on my chest. Oh, lucky you. My dolly wouldn't do that. And she says, which means that I have to hold my project further from my face than I'm used to. So now I find myself stitching larger counts so I can see. Oh, Claudia, you definitely sound like a cat owner. Things we do for them. We'll bend over backwards and do a backflip and 3 somersaults just to make them happy. Totally. I totally believe you. I would have done the same probably. Kitty comes first, okay? Dolly comes first. Whatever it is. Yes, that is so sweet. I love it. Oh, but Dolly wouldn't rest on my chest though. She would snuggle with me, but she's not a lap cat. Some cats are just like that. They're really affectionate and loving as well, but they're not they don't express themselves all the same way. Some cats would sleep on top of you, and some prefer to have their own space, and you just respect that, just let them be. Michelle says, I recently bought something from Etsy and I received sampler of 28 to test. How lovely. And she says, I had wanted to try it for a while. 25 count is as high as I can go. Yeah, give it a go. Definitely. I kind of nose in and bought the full-size fabric, and luckily I like it. But with 32, I'm not so sure. So I would rather either try a sampler or, just stitch a smaller project, smaller pattern, and have it on the side, as an experiment. But that's wonderful. You get a sampler to test. That's the best thing to do. And I would recommend that instead of doing the same colors, which I did, for 28, just the same colors throughout for the entire block, maybe just pick like a block from the actual pattern there and just see how it fares when you have color changes and the build up from underneath, and see if you still enjoy it. I think that would probably be a more realistic test. It would take a little bit more work, but I think it will help you to make up your mind. It's more realistic in terms of, because you rarely just stitch an entire block with the same color with no build up, very little build up underneath. Wendy says, I have a floor stand, 10 time magnifying light, 10 times, wow. And she says, I can't stitch without it on the higher counts. Wow, 10 times is like a lot. So the stitches probably look like 14 counts. Yes, why not? Definitely. Good lighting, and if you, have the images, the stitches enlarged, it's just so much better and more relaxing for the eyes. There's nothing to prove here, really, guys. There's no need to have to squint and suffer for 25 counts or 28 counts. There's just no need for that. Claudia says, he's our 4th cat and first one who wants to cuddle. Oh, I'll give up stitching before I give up his nap time. Absolutely. I'm with you, Claudia. I'm with you. Yeah, that sort of thing. I'm quite lucky, I've got quite a few cats in the past, and they all become angels now. But some of them are just naturally really, really cuddly, and some just weren't. And you can't force these things, you can't train them like maybe like doggies, for them to do anything. Cats are just, they're just being themselves. They're happiest. And I think we're the happiest when we see them happy as well. So they do what they want, That's wonderful. Let me pick my next color there. How about some 310 action there? Why not? I'm pretty sure. Oh no, it's not. Yes, it's 310. I can tell just by looking at the color there. Let's have some 310 action. Let's see if we get a spooky bingo here. 310 always. Everybody's stitching 310. Right, here we go. A nice dark color here, black. Unmistakable. And also a few streams ago, I talked about which project I'm going to do for the Christmas stitching, and I picked one from Mill Hill beads. So they do cross stitching patterns, quite unique, incorporating beads, and they're so pretty, and they tend to be quite, on the smaller side comparing to the regular projects that we do. And I found one pattern I'm really fond of, and there's a website over here in the UK. It's called Lakeside. I think Lakeside Stitching or something like that. I can't remember. And so I think they're the only UK vendor that I've seen doing this pattern. So I was going to order from them. But they do charge, okay, the piece is about £16 or £17, which isn't too bad. And you can do the conversion, so UK pounds. And, but they charge like £3.50 for shipping. So I can either do that, or I can top it up with other items to make up £40, I think, and they do free shipping, So in my head, I was doing this calculation, trying to make sure that I, don't just pay for the post and packaging for one item. And so I was looking around. I said, well, what do I buy? Do I buy some fabric, or do I buy some needles and everything? So the website is, the site looks really nice, and I think the project, that particular pattern I'm buying, it's a kit actually, not just a pattern. It comes with beads and the canvas, etc. So it's quite reasonably priced, I think, for about £17. But the thing is, I found out the site actually kind of randomly more expensive than other sites and other places. For instance, John James needles, I can get a pack of 6 or 5 or 6 for £1.99 from one website, and on Lakeside for some reason it's £1 more, it's £2.99, which is significant because I buy tons and tons of needles. And I was scratching my head, because the other side, Mary's cross stitching, I think I buy most of my needles from. They're also UK based, but Lakeside just randomly £1 more expensive just for a few needles. And I found out there are quite a few other items as well, like hoops, Nudge ones or Nudge, however you pronounce it, my favorite brand for hoops. They're quite a few pounds more, almost double, for some sizes. And I just don't know what to make of this website, because I don't feel totally, I don't know. I just feel like I have to constantly compare prices, otherwise they're kind of just randomly more expensive than other sites. So I don't know what. If you have shopped with Lakeside before, let me know your experience, because it doesn't make sense. It's like, I think I checked the hoops, the same brand, the same size, I think 10 inches. I think 10 inches. On Nudge website from the company, it's about £6, and on Lakeside it's about £9. That's a big difference. That's not just 50p or £1. It's like a lot. So I don't know how to make of it. See you later, Sarah. Enjoy your dinner. Stitching Fiend says, I'm off to have coffee with my dad. I'll watch replay. Hope to catch Amy Stewart live. Yes, it's tomorrow. And have a good night day. Enjoy the coffee with dad. Absolutely family first. And see you tomorrow. That is done as well. I'm gonna use up my thread here, stitching below. Susan says, I bought my long dog sampler from Lakeside, and their DMC is 99p. Yes, I noticed that as well. And also, I think for most craft websites, 99 or 95p. To be honest, the last time we checked online here together, I think at that time was 95p. Not that it makes a lot of difference, but prices have gone up a little bit. And Mary's cross stitching as well. It's a really good site. I buy most of my needles from. They're also 98p or just under £1, really. I think it's just, it's actually £1. But that's not that different from my Etsy vendor, where I can just buy and just send them, I can just tell them I want 25 scans and send them a note of all the colors and quantity I want. But buying from those websites, you have to put in individual numbers. You have to find them, put them in the basket, one by one. So I rather buy from Etsy. Sarah VM says, I have friends in town Saturday and Sunday, so I won't be on. You can watch replay, Sarah. You need to do your homework, So when you come back on the next stream, you can catch up with everything, what we're talking about. Because sometimes we talk about stuff on the stream and then carry on with the discussion the following day. That happens quite a lot, because this is we meet every day. So it's an ongoing conversation here. And enjoy your weekend as well. For me, there's no weekend. I'm busier on Friday and weekends. Wonderful. I'd like to sort of complete the face area of this lady here. This is a little hat, if you can't tell. Very stylish lady. $315. $315. So I'm probably going to get a few new hoops, because I think my goal is to allow all my projects to have a designated hoop, and maybe occasionally change size, you know. I need to move the area of stitching around, but otherwise, ideally, if I can allocate one hoop for one project, so I don't have to kind of remove them as frequently. Jersey Girl Stitches is joining us. She says, "Hi Yogi and all groupies. Hope everyone is doing well. I've completed a diagonal of autumn montage today and posted a picture in the group. How wonderful. Diagonal stitching. Yes. Are you doing strip by strip? Like really, really neat?" That method gets me a little bit nervous. I normally stitch somewhat diagonally, but either block by block or just, you know, like Gemma's method, keep the edges fuzzy. But I know some of you do really, really neat diagonal stitching. I don't know if I can do that. I just want to kind of mess it up a little bit so I can relax. Susan. Susan is in top form, you know. Susan says, there you go, everybody, have a look. You know, I have to highlight it because Susan says more hoops to destroy. Double question marks. Oh, Susan, my love. Yes, you know me. You know, hoops are there to be destroyed. Why else do you need them? Silly girl. For those who are new to the channel, there's a tradition of breaking hoops, okay? It's my way to show respect to the hoops. I break them. And then I have to replace them from time to time. Thank you. Thank you, Susan. Jersey Girl says, I do cross country within diagonal. But you do keep the hard edges, right? The clear edges. Yeah, some people do section by section, kind of diagonally, if it makes sense. Kind of going like this in a strip, but they do, instead of block by block, they do diagonal block, if you know what I mean. Maybe one block, two blocks, and then they do cross country or color completion within that. There's a lot of different combination. They all work. Why don't I take this thread down here? You know, hoops are for breaking, Susan. You should try it. Susan says, yogi is brutal with hoops. No, I use them up. I push them to the limit because I believe I have faith in their potential. And occasionally they let me down. It's not me, it's them. It's the hoops. I personally blame the hoops, not me. Well, the thing is, if I don't braid them, the companies wouldn't be able to sell them to anybody. Imagine those ones, like Sarah, who's using like a single needle for a decade or something like that, and the same hoop since 1974. I mean, those companies are going to go under, Susan. I did it out of compassion for those companies. I want them to be able to survive. I think all of you need to start breaking hoops. Let's help out those companies. Josie Girl says, I started my new diagonal, but using Jan, the caffeinated crafter's method of 2 diagonals. Oh, you need to explain that. 2 diagonals. How do you do 2 at the same time? That's just greedy, Josie Girl. Control yourself. 1 is enough. Susan says, no thanks, I'm using 1993 hoop. Since 1993, Susan? Is it really? It's like a family friend. Oh dear. Oh my God. Has it got a name? Have you got names for your hoops? Or just one hoop? The hoop. Oh, that's extraordinary. Susan and her, I don't know. You should give her a name. Susan and the hoop. Sounds like a book. Book title. The friendship between Susan, a girl called Susan, and her magic hoop that never breaks. Since 1993. My next victim, 152. 152 is a popular color for hate. 152. Since I got a full set of my DMC master set, I really had to top up colors. But 152, I've topped up maybe at least twice. I don't buy a lot at one time. I tend to just top them up gradually. But 152 is popular. And Sweet 10, of course. Some alien stitches got the cones. I ask you. I can see the lady's face happening here. So if you're new to the channel, yes, it's true. I break hoops, okay? On Yogi's channel, we break several things. We break the rules, we break hearts, and we break hoops. It's a trail of destruction, everyday, daily basis. Join us if you're brave. So I think this is the lady's face. The lady is kind of looking sideways, looking stylish. Kimberly's checking with Travis, because Travis has got a few things on his mind. It's so nice of him to check in with us. And Travis, if you're just listening, we're here for you. Deep breaths. And try Ujjayi breaths, you know? And breathing in and out of the nose is very calming. And keep the lips closed. And deep breathing through the nose. And breathing out through the nose as well. And sending love to Mia as well, the lady friend of Travis. And keep traveling down, feeling adventurous. Or maybe upwards. Let me move to the right there so I don't have to go too far down. And I wonder when the traveling library is going to come out. I was quite relieved that it didn't just come out right away, because there's so many projects I'm working on. But now it's been, I don't know, a month, maybe a month after. And I'll start to look forward to the release. So those of you who don't know, Amy Stewart, which is tomorrow, is Amy Stewart Day, okay? On Saturday, every Saturday. And she's got a new piece called Traveling Libraries, absolutely gorgeous. So the regular colors have been out for maybe a month or so. And Betty from the group requested a max color version. So there's a group of us going to do it, start together. And it's been a month, maybe, yeah, roughly a month. We're still waiting. I'm patient. Because I haven't totally made up my mind what fabric count I'm going to go for. But it might surprise you what I go for. Or surprise myself. I don't know. Nice deep purple here. 154. It's more burgundy than purple, I think. And I don't know if, where is that? Heaven and Earth. Are they still doing sales? Is it still on sale today? Because if they're still doing the sale, you can go and grab the regular, if you want a regular color version of the Traveling Library. Now is a good time. Gray says, I started Traveling Library regular on 22 counts. Middle start. That makes 10 projects now, Yogi. Well, yeah, it's only 10 projects, Grace. No problem. I hope you have a magic drawer like Joy's. You know, she's got 2 drawers only, but they're bottomless. So they can fit in as many projects as she wants. It's magic. That's very interesting. Because Kimberly, sorry, not Kimberly, Grace, you know, I don't know whether you've followed the previous few streams when I was discussing with Nikki on which fabric count to go for that piece. And she's trying to dare me to do 32 counts. And now pretty much in my mind, I haven't broken the news to her, but I don't think I'm going to go for that. It's just not something that I think is wise to do for such a large project. And at one point, I was considering 28 counts. But then I realized I've already have 2 28 and maybe another one coming along. But you know what, Grace? I'm thinking 22. Grace, I might join you, you know? I just find the piece, if you, why don't I bring on the mock-up there? Let's all have a look together, okay? And you tell me what you think. Let me see if I can bring on Traveling Library. I do have the mock-up here. Bear with me. Where are you? Yes, I've got it. Okay, here. This is the pattern by Amy Stewart here. Okay, it's absolutely gorgeous. But if you look at the piece, I mean, we generally, you know, we've been talking about doing 25 counts and all that stuff. The idea is the smaller the stitches, more high def it looks, right? In theory. And I think that's true to a certain extent. Up to a certain point. I think 28 counts, yeah, it depends on the pattern. But if you look at this piece, I'm so fascinated by the textile, you know, this settee on the left there, all the patterns that's happening on the settees, and the fabric, you know, on the bed, the blankets, and all the details around the entire piece. And I just felt like this piece, you know, each stitch requires a little bit more space. I don't see this piece as a tiny, tiny little stitch kind of project. I think 28 count may work, but I think 23 may be too small, if I may say so. Because if you look at all the details, so intricate, you know, the patterns of the flowers, the texture, I think the stitches need a little bit more space for the colors to come through. And I think 25, obviously, great. You know, no problem there. But I think 22 might be nice. Would you not agree? Look at this. If they're so tiny, yeah. I just felt like maybe not doing those really intricate design justice. And that's my view. That's my view. And I'm really glad I have a chance to kind of, you know, have time to think about it. Because when I was discussing with Nikki, I was pretty much, you know, ready to dive into 32. I just thought, well, I just give it a go. See how, you know, see if it works. But now I'm thinking about it and look at the piece. You know, I have a slightly different view. So, you know, I might actually go for something like 22. I don't want another 25, I know that much. I've got so many projects, 25. Captain Squirrel says the sale is still running. There you go. If you want a regular size, regular piece, regular colors rather, of that piece, now is a good time. Here's another beautiful piece. It's just one of those patterns that people just fall in love instantly. You don't have to think. And you'll probably regret it if you don't do it. I think I'm a pattern pusher. All right, I'm a pattern pusher. Hey, Betty Lou is here. She's the lady that requested the Max colors for us. And Betty says, hi, Stitchy folks, fingers crossed that the Max color version comes out next week. A lot happened at Hay since I requested it. That's true. A lot of personal situation happening with the owner there. I totally understand. Yes, who knows? Next week could be a week. And you know what's going to happen, guys? When this piece, when the Max color comes out, what is going to happen is, you know, those want to join me to start the project together, we get to do so. I think we're going to do it on a Saturday. It's Amy Day, right? And then the plan is, with Nikki, we're going to do a relay marathon. So some of you might have joined me with my 10-hour marathon last time around. It seems like forever ago. We're going to do it again, but we're going to do it for 12 hours. So the idea is, if it all pans out, I'm going to do 6 hours on my channel. And then everybody go to Nikki's channel for another 6. You know, I do it here, don't know the exact time yet, maybe sometime till midnight UK time, and I go to bed, okay? I'm gonna go have a lie down, and all the rest of you can go to Nikki's channel and do another 6. So there you go. That's what is going to happen. Brace yourself. Brace yourself when the piece comes out. It's gonna all kick off, okay? So all athletes, now you can start training, you know, with your power drinks and carb loading, whatever it is you need to do to prime your body and the hands for the marathon, super marathon session. So this is not one of those marathon sessions you just, you know, say, hey, we're gonna do like Sarah's marathon. Okay, so I was gonna get so mad. So Sarah's 24-hour marathon is basically someone goes, hey, we're gonna start the marathon now, and then you go stitching, we go stitching, and we come back and catch up. No, we do it real time, okay? You and me, we're here 6 hours, and then with Nikki another 6 hours. We do it real time here stitching with you. So there. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Rochelle, welcome. Rochelle says, hi everyone, late to the party, but glad it's still on, still going. Happy Friday plus to all. Yes, Rochelle, on Fridays and Mondays, we start in later time. So you're not late to the party, never too late for a great party. Welcome. Travis says, I have some coffee slope on my paper pattern. What? Oh, spelled. Oh dear. It blurs some of the symbols. If you don't know, Travis is working on a massive, okay? Travis, massive, stamped pattern. So it's not waterproof. It's anything but waterproof. So it's probably okay if you run, you know, a lorry over it or a tank, but water, no. Travis just spilled water on the stamp kit. Oh dear. You have to improvise at some point. If they start to, you know, the ink starts to melt away, and you have to just improvise, do some freestyle stitching there. So Pokemons, you might have to create your own Pokemon, a brand new Pokemon. So it's a Pokemon piece, Travis stitching there. And you should have brought that piece with you. It will calm you down. You can just stitch here while you're waiting for the baby to arrive. How is it going over there? Hope everything's good. Grace likes the idea. And I'm guessing it's not an idea that Travis spilling coffee on his stamp pattern, but to our marathon idea. Am I correct, Grace? Yes. Start the training now by joining me every day. Prime the body and the hands for the epic marathon. Travis says, everything's good. Our child is just being stubborn. Yes. Maybe picking up from one of the parents. Who knows? Just guessing. Yes. Deep breath. Deep breath, Travis. Everything will be okay. Let me take a sip of my tea. Next color. All right. How about that one then? I want to try to complete the face part of it, if I can. 647. I mean, this face is not scary. It's literally just a shape. No eyes that I can see. So all good, all good. 647. It's already one threaded. That one. Let me find my spot here. Travis says, the wolf piece I was talking about a few streams ago is a dimensions piece. Oh, I see. So Travis received a gift. Was it from Mia's mom? Oh, she knows you. And so Travis received the wolf piece as a gift. And it turned out to be a dimension kit. That's lovely. It's a great, they made beautiful kits. So there'll be some interesting stitches for sure. And not too confetti at all. Dimensions never confetti. So that's really nice. And Travis says, Tia's mom, yes, gifted to Travis. He has 4 cross, 10 stitch French knot, and mixed color stitches. I know, dimensions are like that. It's just a mixture of different stitches to create textures or, it's really fun to do. And they're not too big. Most of them are not massive. So they can be finished for some people. I've got so many kids from them. Have not finished a single one, but I love them all. You never know, there are a couple of pieces I might just restart and maybe complete them. Who knows? Now I'm doing sort of massive pieces. The dimension kits just look a lot more doable. And Rochelle says, I started a new page on my project and decided to mean to Max. Oh, it's a two, number two there. Okay, get a lingo. Okay, mean to Max. I'm loving it. Thank you, Yogi, for mentioning it a few weeks ago. And I'm a long haul cross country stitcher. Yes, changing up the method literally just feels like a new adventure, isn't it? Sometimes when I sort of switch methods, it literally feels like a new project. Absolutely. And it makes everything fresh and everything. I love it. And I think, you know, a lot of times the projects would tell you how they want to be stitched at any given time. And it's not always the same. And it's nice to listen to the projects. Listen to all the whips. Talk to them. That one is done. We anchor this over here. Rachel says we need a dimensions day of the week for stitching. Maybe we can have a month that we work on dimensions 1 day a week. Wow, that's a great idea though. Yes, I think everybody's got a sort of dimensions stashed away somewhere there. Yes, I think they have some very, very beautiful kids. That's a great idea though. You know, I definitely want to work on Maggie, the mess maker or something like that. I love that piece. I really, really would love to finish that piece. I will have no problem restarting that one. And stitching down the rabbit hole, says, sorry, what is mean to Max? It's minimum to maximum. So a lot of times, well, at least the way I work it, you can do it page by page, depending on the apps you use. The any apps that is going to help you to identify which colors got minimum number of stitches within that area, and then move up gradually through stitch counts. So, you know, some stitches might only have 2 or 1, start from there, and gradually, you know, you can move up to 150 at a time per color. That's what we call mean to max. So it's a number 2 in between and is named by Nikki. So I need to come up with a dictionary for our group. For all the names we come up. Some great names. Rachel says Dimension December. Oh, you know, Dimension's got a lot of Christmas patterns. Oh, that sounds very tempting. It's so comforting, isn't it? Doing Dimensions. There's something so reassuring about it. You know, the patterns are never intimidating because there's no confetti, and also the stitch counts tend to be from 14 to maybe up to 18. I haven't come across Dimensions kits that's above 18 counts. Maybe mostly 14 to 16, and they're lovely to work with. They're lovely to work with. And a lot of them have back stitches. Oh, lovely, delicious. That's a nice idea. We can definitely, you know, think about that one. I mean, it doesn't matter if people are not working on dimensions. Maybe just those slightly simpler kits, you know, And you can bring on in between of these type of, you know, sort of full coverage, high confetti type of projects. You know, that's why it's such a joy to do the Halloween piece as well. It's just a nice change, you know. And when you go back to full coverage, 25 counts or whatever counts you do, you have sort of, it feels fresh and different appreciation with those projects as well. Travis says mice and 11 count. Oh, really? With the wolf piece? 11. Yes, I remember you mentioned that last time. And I was surprised because I don't remember I have come across the 11 count dimension kits. That's interesting. And Travis is asking what size needle would you recommend for 11 counts, guys? I would say 24. If you, well, depending on how many threads you're stitching. So it's probably hinged on the thread number. If you're doing 3/1, for instance, maybe 24. What do you think, guys? Let me take another one. Let me do this color. Stitch all these little green stitches. 6, 4, 7. I don't think I ever done 11 counts. And Captain Squirrel says 24. Yes, that sounds right. If you're doing 3 strands, you probably need a slightly larger needles. And Rabbit Hole says 24 as well. Took a sip of the water. So Travis, I think originally you were doing, was it 24 you're using or 26? And then you switched 28. So you probably already have 24 needles if you're working on Pokemon kit. Would be a really fun one to do, I bet. With French knots for snow, if I remember correctly. Travis says, I was using 24 on my Pokemon kit, but yes, I did switch to 28. My stitches are looking much better. So they're not too small to, so 2 strand, I think 28, with 2 strand, I tend to go up to 26. But if you're happy with 28, then that's perfect. I tend to use 28 for single strand. So the one I'm using right now is 26 for 2 strand. these magical stitches. Hello, welcome. She says, hi everyone listening while stitching on a portal. I misread it. I saw Sex Pistols. She's stitching on 6 portals on 25 counts. Whoa, portals. That sounds interesting. Because in this group, we believe that, you know, we have something called spooky bingo that happens from time to time. Is when I call out the thread number, someone else, one of you is stitching the same number, then that's called spooky bingo. And you have to call out as well, go bingo. But we believe that if we get spooky bingo of, oh, I think I've got that incorrectly. Am I right? Yes, that's okay. If we get spooky bingo, multiple spooky bingo of 666, which is devil's color, then a portal will open and it will take us to Stitcher's paradise. It has not happened yet, but it may, as we're moving into spooky season. 1, 2, 3, 4. Susan says Dimensions kits usually come with the needles. Oh, that's true. That is true. They do. Do you have needles? They come with the kit. Maybe they're hidden somewhere. Most of the time they're kind of tucked on thread through the fabric. Sometimes you miss them. It could happen. But have a look. They probably come with the right size needle for the project. Travis says it came with 2. They probably tell you what size they are as well. Hey, these magic stitches says, hi everyone. Oh yeah, I've read that already. I thought I recognized that comment. So Susan, do you like the idea of Dimensions December? Beautiful. Let me tuck this color in. Six, 4, 7. Travis says, I don't like how the back stitching is overlaid over top of the symbols. I remember you say the back stitching is usually on its own page. Yeah, the Dimensions kit that I have with back stitches and other, type of stitches, they're on a separate version. So you will have the standard one with cross stitching part of it, and it will literally have an identical size, well, maybe slightly smaller version of it but with the cross stitching part slightly faded out and then overlay with back stitches. Do you not have that? You should have that, otherwise it's very confusing, isn't it? I'll be very surprised if they don't do it, because they're very good with how they lay out the charts. Very thorough, and they give you all the instructions you need for all the stitches. Susan says if they're on the fabric, take them off. If you don't, and you take a long time to stitch, they can rust and leave a mark. Oh, so if you leave the kit without stitching, needles go rusty? Yes, remove them, the needles off them. Yeah, because normally they just kind of tucked in the fabric like that. They literally just go, you know, like that. If you don't pay attention, they're normally on kind of upper corner. They literally just come in like two of them like that most of the time. So if you don't look carefully, you know, you could miss them. But I always lose those needles, so I can never find out what size needles they are. Just always ended up improvising. Here we go. Now 3A60, 3A60. This is so relaxing. I love it. Late night stitching, 14 counts, perfect. There we go. Travis says, I posted a picture of the pattern in the group. Now we can have a little look along with other projects. So guys, if you want to share your webs, you can post on the Facebook group now. If you haven't joined, you're welcome to join. And then we're gonna have a little look maybe in 15 minutes. So just give you time to post and we can have a look. It's great fun. Let me search up the browser as well. New technology. Let me have a look here. We bring the browser over. And if you need a link to the Facebook group, is in the description of this stream and every stream as well. I include the link to our group. The description of all the videos. Let me just give it a little refresh. So you have maybe 10-15 minutes to upload your web. And then we'll have a look and look at Travis' pattern as well. There. Susan says, oh, sorry, Claudia. Claudia says, I opened a Mill Hill kit the other day and it took me forever to find a needle. It was in the beads. I thought I had immediately lost it in the carpet when ripping it open. That could happen. Once you lose a needle, you can't find it. That's why I always have a magnet here, like this. So, because literally, you know, There's tiny little needles on the floor. It's very hard to find. So I use the magnet to do it for me. Yes, I think I'm gonna get the Mill Hill kit for the Christmas festive, whatever it is. I can't remember the title. Cottage piece. I've never done cross stitching with beads, so I'm really looking forward to it. Do you like it, Claudia? Have you done it before? Or are you new to it as well? Let me know. Need a few pointers. And Susan says, I'm already doing Dimensions kit called Berry Christmas. I know. But are you not doing the cat on the bookshelf piece as well? That's Dimension as well, isn't it? It's very sweet. And she says, hopefully I'll finish in December. Oh, optimistic, Susan. But then, you're not like me. You're not a slow stitcher like me. Jersey Girl says, sadly, I don't own a Dimension kit. You can get one. I think you can get them everywhere. You can find them on Amazon or go to Dimensions Kit. Not Dimensions Kit. Dimensions website. They're so sweet though. I really love them. You know, they taught me everything I know about cross stitching. And even though I know very little, but everything I know, they taught me. Claudia says, I do every Halloween. I really like the beading, but I also do a lot of beaded knitting. Can you do that with knitting? Oh, see, there's another thing I discovered. She says, so it's kind of my thing. That's nice, Claudia. I just love the idea. And I like the fact that they're not too big. Otherwise, it would be quite daunting, you know. And also the subject matter is a little bit more diverse because I know some people, they do, I think it's called Fancy Ladies or something like that. And I generally don't stitch people, so it's slightly limited for me. But Mill Hill Kids, they've got all sorts, and they're all so whimsical and so nice and festive as well. So I definitely going to get that as my Christmas project. And who knows, I might get to finish it because it's not big, I think. And I love to try with the beads as well. So pretty. It'll be perfect for Christmas. I think I lose one strand there. Oh no, I'm okay. I'm okay. That one's done. Lovely. Susan says, have you checked Amazon for the kids? Amazon sold Mill Hill too. Is it to Jersey Girl? I didn't see Mill Hill Kids on Amazon though. I may have looked up Amazon, but I didn't see, at least not that particular piece I want. I wish Amazon will have that piece because I don't have to pay for the post and packaging for that. I've got Prime. But Amazon generally, you can find a lot of dimensions kits. Rochelle says, just request to join a group. You should be able to get in. Majority of people, because I set it up in a way that you can just join. And I don't have questions. I don't do questions. Yes, you're in, Rochelle, I think. There's no pending request here. So I set it up in a way that there is 1 or 2 criteria you have to meet, but I think majority of people probably have no problem there. So it's just easier for me as well. So I don't have to, go in and approve anything. So the less I need to do, the better. So that's the policy. So I think you're in. Rachel says eBay is great for dimensions. I haven't really, I haven't shopped from eBay for a long time. But I suspect depends on the vendors. The shipping time might not be as fast as Amazon. I'm not sure. I'll definitely have a look. Susan, referring to that kitties on the bookshelf piece, she says, yes, it's called Frederick the Literate, a kitty sleeping on the bookshelf. I remember how excited you were when you got the kit, and then I saw your whip after that. It's very, very sweet. I'm familiar with that piece. I've seen that pattern throughout the years from not Amazon, Dimensions. It's very pretty. 3A60, I think. Oh no, I'm gonna come back to the face. I would like to do more with the face here. I keep wandering off to other areas. 648, 648. It's a light greenish grey here. 648. Claudia says the Mill Hill ones do really well to teach someone how to bead. They do come with perforated paper, which is not my favorite. Oh, is it quite hard to stitch? Is it quite stiff? Maybe, but the process is the same if you decide to use fabric. Is there any reason they use special canvas for it? Maybe just more stiff to keep everything together. Grace asks, do all Dimensions kits have back stitching? and specialty stitching. I don't enjoy that. I think it depends because they have different ranges. So guys, chip in if you know Dimensions Kit. From my experience, I think the gold collections tend to have more of those variety stitches. Gold collections is a slightly I don't want to use the word advanced, because cross stitching is cross stitching, right? You have a pattern, you have cross stitches, but the gold dimensions tend to be more full coverage, maybe slightly larger, and with more variations of stitches. But they have a lot of regular patterns that various sizes, just pure cross stitching. So not all of them. Maybe a little bit of 10 stitches, but otherwise, if you don't enjoy different stitches, just go for kind of regular range. I don't know if they tell you up front when you buy it. I'm not too sure. Maybe they do. Just in case some people don't like it. But they do a lot of them just cross stitching, no problem. Susan says, yeah, Mill Hill is sold on Amazon, but they might not sell that particular kit you want. Yes, very good point. I'll have a look. I'll have a look, because if they do it on Amazon, it will be so much easier. But you're quite right. I mean, even when I just look at Google in general, not many places carry that piece. Not in the UK. A lot of them maybe American sites, but the shipping is going to be a little bit of a mess, which I don't want to do. So I want to buy from a vendor from here. So I'll give you a few more minutes to upload your WIPs if you want to share on the stream, and we'll look at the Facebook together. Have a little peekaboo with the Facebook group. It's good fun. And the great thing is, if we're looking at your piece on the stream, we get to ask questions as well. Because sometimes you kind of wonder, is it this or that or the other? We get the answers right here. From the horse's mouth, if you don't mind the analogy. Not calling you a horse. There's nothing wrong with being a horse. Claudia says, my husband is home. Thank you for letting me join today. I look forward to stitching with you again. I think they use the paper because once you're done, there's no additional finishing. I see. Yes, enjoy the time with your husband. Make sure he behaves. And I'll see you soon. Bye, Claudia. Oh, Susan says, Yogi, if you don't stitch people, does that mean you wouldn't stitch Santa? Yeah. If I, for Christmas peas, unless it's really stylized, like, a little simpler Santa, I don't mind. But, those really high-def ones, the Heaven and Earth style, no, I can't do it. I know it's Santa, but, a beardy guy, going ho, ho, ho. It's a little bit creepy, isn't it? In my mind, it's just me, you know. I rather stitch maybe reindeer or something else, like a tree. I can do a Christmas tree. Yes, even Santa, I'm afraid, because he has eyes. That's his fault, isn't it? If he doesn't have eyes, then yes, I have no problem. So that's him, not me. Kimberly says, what I don't like is 3/4 stitches. What is that? What is 3/4 stitches? Explain, Kimberly. I know half stitches. I know 4 stitches. 3/4, no idea. Nah. See? Just a couple more minutes. Let me finish this stitch and we can have a look at the Facebook together. Whoops. What is happening here? Busy Mom says, Yogi, but this stitch you're stitching has a person in it. I know. But, if you look at the markup here, it's so stylized or so fadey. It's almost like an icon. You can't see anything and barely any eyes there. I haven't seen any eyes on my fabric here. I don't know where I'm stitching right here. Yeah, it's so kind of simplified. It doesn't scare me. It's when I have like a pair of eyes just looking back at me, like a high-def Santa, then I have to go, thank you, but no thank you. No, this is like you can barely make out what it is. It's all about the eyes. All right. Rabbit Hole says 1 full leg and 1 half leg. Oh, but when do you need a stitch like that? That's 1 full leg, like cross over, and then the other leg just end at the middle. Interesting, but why? The question. Why? Why do you want to do that? What does that do for you? I haven't come across that before, I don't think. I would have remembered. 225. 2 to 5. Oh, a little bit of pink going on there. 2 to 5. Susan says perhaps Santa has sunglasses. Yes, a facial mask as well. The COVID style. Just cover the face. How's that? Just put like a brown bag, paper bag over Santa's face. And I'm okay with the rest of, rest of the body. I can manage. Or maybe the back of Santa. How's that? Just ask the Santa to just turn around and look the other side. And I'll be okay. Just Santa's bottom. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I think Kimberly, that kind of makes sense. I'm just wondering what kind of effect does it create? Wouldn't that just look like a full cross? Because 10 stitches, you can clearly see it's different. But I'm just wondering, the quarter one, what does that actually do? Oh, okay, yes, I forgot. Let's have a look at the Facebook then. Are you ready? Let's have a look. Let me bring on the state-of-the-art technology of the... Oh, not this one. See? It's supposed to be professionals. Let me bring on the Facebook. Yay. And let me scroll down. Oh, here we go. Rebecca posted just a few minutes ago. And Rebecca, what's your YouTube name? Because I'm suspecting it might be different. Is it Rebecca here as well? Because some people have different handles from Facebook to YouTube. And it takes me ages just to figure out who is who. So let's have a look. That's very pretty. It's a sampler. So this one is, it doesn't say what piece that is. Let me have a look. Okay, so trying out samplers with the Owl Forest Piece Black Vintage Sampler. Oh, so are you stitching different colors? So this one on the right is the pattern, and then you're changing the color palette to pink. Is that correct? One strand 18 count. Oh, very brave. Very brave. Dolby Johnson. Oh, so that's, let me bring out the latest one. Let's look at the newly. Should I do another refresh? Just in case, just pick up everybody's pieces. Yeah, let me close this one. Right, and let me go for the newest, because Facebook has got this strange kind of sorting order that's totally random. Ah, good. Grace Hoston, Little Cake Shop. Oh, it's the center. You're going for the windmill. You're going for the windmill method. Yes. Have you always stitched like this, or have you watched the other day's stream and decided to go for it? Kimberly says regarding the quarter stitch, it's useless. Yeah, visually it's probably not going to make any difference. Oh, Rebecca. Yes, yes. So Rebecca is Rebecca. Grace Houston. Okay, that's easy to look at, to figure out. Well, that's very interesting. And how do you find it, Grace? You know, I don't know whether you saw my stream the other day. I was struggling a little bit going upwards. So you're going all directions. I can see you cross country and park. So you're stitching under part threads on occasions from the look of it. Interesting. Do you like it? And do you find it fiddly? Because you have to stitch, you know, you have to move the threads away so you can stitch under it. That's very pretty though. It's a beautiful piece. Little cake shop. And have you got the regular size, regular colors? Oh, here is Travis's piece. Let's have a look. Slow motion, Pokemon. And where is the bit that you spill coffee on? I want to see that bit. The smudges of the ink. So this is not waterproof, okay, guys? So if you spill water, it's game over. Oh, but they probably come with a pattern as well, just in case. I think that's why they always give you a pattern, a paper version as well, I think, just in case accidents like that happens. Or maybe there's flooding. Oh, who knows? And everything's covered with water. And Heidi just posted 10 minutes ago. Beautiful. Which piece is this? Oh, museum's shelf from Hate. Max Colors. That's gorgeous. My first Hate. Started from 1st September, literally just 20 days ago. 2-3 weeks ago. That's beautiful. And you're very disciplined because you don't go massive cross country. So you do have, you know, it's being completed fully as you move forwards. Because sometimes when you go crazy with cross country, you have to come back and filling in all the stitches. Can be quite tedious. This is beautiful. And she's starting from the upper left like a good girl. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And let's have a look at Rochelle. Here we go. Rochelle says, started this a few weeks ago. I love landscapes and particularly Swiss landscapes. It's a pattern from Etsy. Let's look at the pattern first. Very nice. Very watercolor kind of style. And then here's the whip. Oh, that's nice. But the colors look different though. Your colors just looks a lot warmer. Because you're starting from the houses from the upper left there, aren't you? But I like the version here. It looks so much warmer. Yes, very pretty here. And what count is it? Remind us, Rochelle. It's very beautiful. Very beautiful. Grace says windmill method. I'm going from bottom up and parking. Yes, regular size on 20 count, 1/1. Grace, hang on. Is this not windmill? Hang on. Let me just move my cursor up here. It looks like windmill to me. Because you're parking to the right, to the left, to the bottom, and up as well. So it's not a typical just one direction or diagonal. That's we call it windmill method because that was what I was doing a couple of nights ago. I'm sure maybe you've been doing it for a little while. But for me, it was brand new. Here we go. What else have we got here? Wendy. Wendy just posted 16 minutes ago. Oh, that is very rich colors. Emerald Hoswas hot song by names. Thomas Name Thomas, charted by Hay, 25 counts, 2/1. 2/1. What count? 25 counts, 2/1? That's really, really full. 36% completion, 2/1. Doesn't that feel tight? Yes, it's 2 strand, isn't it? 25 counts. But your stitches look so smooth. I'm doing 2/1 on a 22 count. I'm struggling. Not struggling. I have to stitch literally, you know, row by row. Otherwise, it gets really, really full. But that looks very, very light. It's beautiful. 2/1. DMC, I presume. Oh, you're kidding? This looks so familiar. I thought it was my web. It's Leslie. 16 minutes ago. I'm working on this piece from upper left as well, so it looks super familiar. But I'm slightly further down a little bit. But this is gorgeous. This is wonderful. I'm so happy another person is stitching this piece. It's slightly underrated or slightly hidden. Not many people stitching this piece. And I'm glad Leslie is stitching it as well. Vintage Baker. And if you love baking, you have to stitch this one. Amy Stewart, 25 counts, 1/1, same as me. Beautiful, 7.9%. Amazing. When did you start, Leslie? You're doing really, really well. The pie area, you might have done a little bit more pie. I think I'm just slightly under the third cherry down here. And I finished the timer and slightly over to the right. That's beautiful. It looks just like my web. Yes, we've done this one from Rebecca. Let's move down a little bit. Amber. Oh, interesting. Let's look at the pattern first. Oh my goodness, there's a lot going on there. The different panels. Very interesting. And let's look back. So are you doing one panel at a time? It looks massive though, each panel. So you're starting from upper left. Yes, it does look massive. To the left here. Color completion, kind of, within the area, I'm guessing. That's beautiful. It's a lot going on that pattern. And Rachel's piece. Oh, the turtle. I see. As it says on the tin. It's about the turtle. Turtle paradise. But how come the turtle paradise there's only one turtle? Shouldn't there be a whole herd of them? What is the unit for? How do you count an entire group of turtles? I wonder. So, are you starting from the bottom area? So it's partial coverage, I'm guessing. Wow. See, it's all about, you know, seafood stitching. Calling turtle seafood. Yes, we have calamari, squid lady, and we've got a big turtle. Very nice, very mysterious. Let's have a look. Let's see if there's any more being posted. Travis, we've already seen, I think. So this is more recent. Here's the paper copy. Oh, so this is I see, this is the wharf piece. The wharf piece, yes. The back stitches is laying on top of the cross stitching. That's a bit naughty. If this is dimension. Maybe, I don't know how old this kid is. Either this is back, you know, older kids, they used to do this. Or maybe this is a new development. I have no idea. Normally, dimension is quite good with separating those two elements. because literally some symbols might be covered up. Not too bad, not too bad. You can still tell what's underneath, but it's a little bit confusing to read. So Rochelle is stitching on 18 counts. Ashley, 99. Oh, this is the paper pattern you spoke of, Yon. I thought it was the stamp pattern. That's okay then. Maybe you smudge a little bit, but try not to do that again. Oh, so Wendy, that was you. The 25 counts, 2/1. High confetti areas can get a bit tight. What size needle do you use? I use 28. No, is it 28 or 26? Because 2 strands I tend to use 26, and it's just a little bit tight. And I tried 28, but it just feels a little bit fragile for the piece. Let's have a look here. Let's a little bit more here. Angela, that's pretty. That's really pretty. And Angela says, hi all, just wanted to introduce. Are you live here, Angela? If so, say hello. Unlurk yourself. Angela says, hello all, just wanted to introduce myself and share a photo I took of my project. Began in 2008? Like long time ago. I haven't taken a photo lately, but I will post soon. Hope I finish this one soon. Let's have a look. 2008. Butterfly Lady. Whatever it's called. So Wendy says 28 needle, 2/1. 25 counts. Wow, maybe I should try that. I just felt like it's harder to thread with 28 needle with a double strand. That's beautiful, Angela. Well done. And I like the way you grid as well. It's very unique. Is it threaded? You thread, but you remove them as you stitch. Interesting. Very interesting. And Sarah, this is Sarah's piece. Oh, that's very nice. Sarah, all you have to do is pull the fabric a little bit tighter for me, okay? Just for my sake, because when I look at like a loose fabric like this, I just want to pull it tight for you. Okay, do it for me, please. Sarah, otherwise it's pretty. Oh, this is the completed, more completed version. Very nice. Good. I think that's it for now. Yes, thank you everyone for sharing. It's really, really fun to look at it. And we get to ask questions as well live here. And Rachel says, lighting, making my piece looking a little bit warmer. That could happen too. More saturation. Yes, the pie looks realistic. I know it makes you hungry, that piece. But if you love baking, you're going to enjoy that piece. Just stitching baking equipment and food. Just amazing. And these magic stitches. What is your Facebook handle? I'm trying to kind of link up all the different names. She says, starting from upper left, doing 6 panels. Oh, I know that piece with 6 panels. Doing 6 panels together, but doing the framework for each portal before filling in. So that's the portal piece. It does look very mysterious. It's definitely very portal-like. Thanks for sharing, everyone. I know, Kimberly, so many beautiful pieces, and you get to discover patterns you probably, wouldn't otherwise come across, because we tend to go for the ones we're drawn to, the companies we like, but there are so many, so diverse. Let me remember to mark these ones. Okay, so your Facebook name is Amber Tilden. Beautiful. I'll try to remember. I'm doing pretty well with linking different handles. But I'm not great with names, so bear with me. Occasionally I get it mixed up. I can barely remember my own phone number, so you know what it's like. These two, we do these 4 stitches here. And looking at the time here, I think I'm gonna go maybe just go for one more color for this session. I really enjoy stitching this poster here. Good. I'll pick one more color around the sort of the head area here. So guys, if you're new to the channel, with every stream at the end, we play a little game called Guess My Stitches, okay? That's where I bring on my state-of-the-art game machine that I built in my basement. And for you to guess how many stitches I made for this session here. All right. So I'm gonna, with this color, I've only got 3 more stitches, pure white. What a way to end this session. Air stitching for the final color. 3865. It's so pale, you probably can't even see what's happening. 3865. Yes. Snow White. Kimberly is already coming up with colors, with numbers. So let me bring on the Guess My Stitches machine, okay? State-of-the-art technology right there. You don't get any better there. And all it takes is for you to come up with a completely random number, because your guess is just as good as mine. I have no idea how many stitches I've done. And, you know, just come forward and throw a number out. Or you can count. If you have like a Elon Musk Neuralink implant already, maybe you can just quickly count how many stitches I've done. And the winner get to not only enjoy our emoji buffet, which is delicious, but also you'll receive the envy and respect of all the stitches here, okay? That's what we all want. Be the envy of the group. Is it though? If that's your kind of thing. And we have different winners every night, but some of them have won multiple times. I don't know how they do it. So you know, there's a bit of a competition there. But just come forward. If you're lurking, maybe time to unlurk for 2 seconds, just throw the number out, and you can go back lurking again, okay? You're allowed to lurk. offer your number there, maybe you would. You are going to be the winner tonight. All right, let me final stitch here. So take into consideration of my final 3 stitches. Every stitch count, everyone. There, air stitching for the final 3. 3A65. Let me pop it back. And let's have a look at the situation here. Good. The first one to offer, the stitch number is Kimberly 213, Susan 235, oh, Rochelle 318, I like you, Rochelle, Cha 225, Unlurked, and Leslie 125, all right. Laura 222. These magical stitches. 210. Busy Mom 200. Betty Hankins 187. Rachel Morton 157. I read the full name if they're multiple, first name, just so you can tell them apart. Grace Houston 226, Steve 312. Amazing, guys. Thank you. And I'm going to bring my app view here. And until I reveal the number, you still have your chance to come forward, okay? So let's turn on the app view here. Good. And let me highlight the stitches just to show you where I am today. Roughly here. Very nice. I'm at the bottom left there with the ladies poster. And are you ready? Today's winner is boom. Today's completed stitches is 194, guys. Sarah, last minute admission. Yes, you're in 2:30. There's a little bit of a delay there, so Sarah VM is in. I thought Sarah VM, you were off somewhere, but managed to offer the number there. Well done, Sarah. And 194, who's the winner tonight? 194. Betty Hankins is very close. 187. Anyone closer? 194 there. 194. Anyone can read? I think Betty might be the winner here, isn't it? 194. Oh no, Busy Mom is very close as well. Should we have both of them as tonight's winner? I think yes. Why not? Why have one winner when you can have 2? So I think Busy Mom here, 200. And who was the other one again? 187, Betty. I think Betty's pretty close as well. Where are you, Betty, here? Yes. What do you think? Yeah? So we have Betty and Busy Mom. They're both winners tonight. Yeah! I can see the buffet coming, guys. And Betty and Busy Mom, you both get to enjoy the buffet with me and receive the envy and respect from everyone here. Yay! So we have wonderful spread going on today. Wonderful buffet from Lara, from Busy Mom, round of applause. And Leslie is providing some tacos and tropical drinks there. And from here, Jackie, yes, alert herself and offer some delicious snacks here, delicious food. And yes, Betty and Busy Mom, absolutely. And Rochelle, some really green items here, probably the salad bar. Yes, Rochelle has provided salad bar, and Steve, as usual, hard chili. We need it every night. And here we go. Busy Mom is bringing on some delicious biscuits and burgers. Nice range there. And Sarah VM, delicious hot hot cake, pancakes. Yes, the first time I seen the pancake emoji appearing and Grace Houston, a nice range. Maybe go down really well with the beer. Wonderful, everyone. And Betty is singing, basically. Absolutely, you should be. It's wonderful occasions. Thanks everyone for joining me on this beautiful Friday evening, guys. And tomorrow is our Amy Sal. So everybody has a Amy piece, okay? If you haven't, go get one. Is Heaven and Earth still doing the sale? So grab one piece from Amy Stewart. You might walk away with more. Who knows? So now it's 5 minutes to 2 a.m. in the morning in the UK, guys. If you're in Europe or in the UK, well done. Standing with me, soldiers. And from here, from the sleepy London town, Yogi signing out. Thank you for your company. I hope you enjoy it. And I'll see you tomorrow with Amy Peace. See you then. Nighty night. Night night, everyone. Good night. Have a lovely rest of the day, wherever you are. See you tomorrow.